I try to put it in perspective for my friends. If I took you for a ride, I took you around at like just play speed, you'd be like, this is insane. What's going on? Cowboy here. We are back in the gym with confessions from the gym. We're going to talk a little bit about off-road racing and how I got involved in off-road racing.
Light it up again.
So I think I had 2 years in my UFC career left. I don't mean before I retired, because I'm trying to run back in my mind when I started the off-road. And a guy named Matt Martelli, who owns the Mint 400. Mint 400, if you guys have ever seen Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, that's what that whole movie's about, is the Mint 400. It's like the oldest off-road race in America, maybe early 50s, but definitely in the 60s. And it's a 400-mile race right in the Mojave Desert in Las Vegas. Matt Martelli called me, Cowboy, I want you to do a celebrity drive. And I was like, what's that? What's the Mint 400? What's a celebrity drive? Yeah, I'm in. Sounds great. What do I do? I want you to get in this car and I want you to come race. And I was like, I think I can race. That would be fun. Sure. So I called my best friend Eric. Hey, you want to jump in a race car with me? We're going to go do this race. And he's like, yeah, where? When? Mint 400, here's the weekend, let's go. So we show up late, of course, like really late, because I didn't know race protocol, and I didn't know it's a lot like fighting. Like if you were like, hey, you need to fight UFC 300, it's April 13th, be there. And I'm like, yeah, cool. And I just kind of rolled in with a beer in my hand, with the crowd. Like, oh no, dum-dum, you needed to be here 4 hours earlier in your race suit and ready to go. And anyways, that was us. So our class was a 5200 car, which is basically a chassis on a Volkswagen, an LS motor with a supercharger or a turbo. One of the fucking two. I don't know, because I don't know cars. Sorry. Badass little buggy. Like, it hauled ass. Anyways, we're late. Everyone's already started the race. We are now in the back of the pack. So we start behind like the Volkswagen Bugs and these Hummers and like all these weird classes that people run. And so now we're racing, passing people. Like me and Eric think we're doing cool. Yeah, we're passing people. Yeah. Anyways, we end up taking second place out of the whole thing, off the couch on accident. Well, that would be equivalent to somebody giving you your first crack bump, and now you're addicted, because that is exactly what happened to me. The next weekend, I went out and bought 3 Can-Ams. I bought a 4-seater and two 2-seaters. 4-seater just to play with, because now I'm a race car driver. And then I bought a 2-seater that I turned into a race car, and another 2-seater just to cruise around and play in. A race car through Can-Am. I eventually got a Can-Am sponsorship, and we now race 3 or 4 championships throughout the year. I'm like heavily into racing now. So I have 1, 2, bug, truck, 7 race cars. And I'm hooked, like mainline heroin hooked, right? Like I can't get enough of it. But it went from just a little tickle of doing it to literally almost every single weekend now we go out and race. And now Dana White owns the Nitro Cross, so it's another championship we're chasing and running. So I run a Volkswagen Bug, I run a Can-Am in his series, and I'm about to run a Next car. Next car is a 500 horsepower chassis, basically like a little Subaru, but a rear engine Subaru. They're called Next. That's the name of the car, and it's just like basically a chassis with a motor in the rear, rear-wheel drive. Gonna be a lot of fun. I do it next season. We start it in September. The season runs till March, and that's a super fun series to be in. But probably out of all my racing, Volkswagen Bug is the funnest. It's like the most fun you can have at 20 miles an hour. It's just like old school 1960s Volkswagen Beetle, and they're just dumb fun. So I run it in the Nitro Cross with Dana, and then we run it in the desert. So we just did the Mint 400. I had Brendan Schaub come, also UFC fighter, come and race it with me. They ended up breaking a ball joint on the second lap, so we only got to do half of the race this year. But he came back like, now he's hooked. I planted the seed on him, and he's excited to do it. And the trophy truck is my other toy that I bought. We're talking about a $500,000 truck, where race prep is anywhere between $20,000 and $40,000 a race. It gets very expensive very fast. But let me put you guys this way: more people have been to outer space than have driven a trophy truck. So how about that math? Think about that. So it's kind of cool. I mean, you see those trucks doing 180, 160 miles an hour over the roughest terrain you could imagine. It is the coolest feeling. If I try to put it in perspective for my friends, if I took you for a ride, I took you around at like just play speed, you'd be like, this is insane. This is the fastest, coolest sounding. Like, you could hit big bump, jumps, rivets, and the truck just eats it like it's nothing. But if I took you at race pace, you would tell me that was the most violent car accident you've ever been in your entire life. Because, I mean, you are just ding, 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 like just in a washing machine, because at the race pace and the pace you are pushing to being competitive is insane. So you're just rattled and battled, and God, it's so fun. I freaking love it. So sometimes we'll race the Bug and the truck in the same event. So I go from the slowest thing on the planet to the fastest thing, and it's unbelievable. And then we run the Can-Am almost, man, probably more than I run everything else is we run the Can-Am, just because there's so many series that we can go and put the desert car Can-Am to work. We also race a four-wheeler, which is totally stupid, but that is the funnest part of the racing to me, because I've talked to you guys about earlier in videos about the legacy and the journey and going through and enjoying the whole being around the friends and going to the events and hanging out. Well, the four-wheeler is that, because we split it up between 8 or 9 of us. So we'll all pull straws, like, all right, you're the first leg, you're the second leg, you're the third leg, and we usually win or get second place in the quad. Like, we're fast-ish. We're not the fastest, but it's more fun because you're cheering each other on along as you go, and you're all working for the same goal. So to me, the quad might be my, like, bonding skill-wise, the funnest one that we have. We also run a Miata, a rear-wheel drive Miata in ARA rally. And rally is something new that I've been getting into. It's kind of different breed of racing, but I'm enjoying the rally side of racing a lot. But yeah, man, here we go. Desert racing. We'll have to bring some video, guys. I mean, there's a bunch of videos on our page of us out racing and having fun, so you can check it out and see it is. But racing and movies are the next thing on my career and what I'm into. So if you guys have any racing questions, throw them in the comment. I'll gladly ask them for you guys and enjoy it. But subscribe, like, and enjoy.